Hi, associates. Welcome to, October 13th. I believe that makes it week 8 for us. And if you are following, right, our recommended schedule, right, week 8, you are going on to Unit 2. Now, if you haven't quite unlocked Unit 2 yet, no worries. Again, like this can go at your own pace, your own schedule. But of course, you do want to make sure that you're kind of moving through because notice that Unit 2 actually has quite a bit of content in it. And so you aren't going to be able, right, to get into Unit 2 until you have done everything. So for example, in my test student view, right, I haven't gotten the media literacy mini course checked off quite yet, which is why it's locked. So if you aren't able to if all this is still grayed out, open this up and see, right, if there's anything that has this little icon, because that is what is preventing you. For most people, that's going to be the Kenya culture study. I saw a lot of outstanding. Of course, if you haven't finished the Unit 1 project, and then if you've done all that, you might just be missing your Unit 1 completion report. So I'll be, checking through those every night to get those cleared so you can move on to Unit 2. Now, when you do move on to Unit 2, what you're going to be seeing, right? We are getting into a lot more like specifics, tools for translation projects themselves, which leads to the main project, which is actually practicing doing translation using Crowdin and Amazon Translate as some leading tools. You have, our culture case studies. You've been doing a great job. Notice you will get to pick your own as well in one of these. Otherwise, you'll look through Mexico, UK, Peru, Lebanon, and Australia. And then activities. This is obviously a critical one. I will show you exactly how to set up your Crowdin account. So you'll either follow this Genially tutorial or the video, or both. It is a lot of just specific steps that you need to get right. So, pause if you do the video, pause, rewind as many times as you need to follow along with me, because you need this to actually do the project, obviously. Back into my modules. And then this is just a little quiz, just about some of the quality control checks to do after you get through, obviously, some more of the uh, just the materials. And honestly, they're pretty like, I think, logical, common sensey kind of a vibe as you sort of go through. Okay, so big thing that I am updating for you though. So all this, right? Exactly how it has been. You'll do your readings, you'll do your lecture notes. With step 3, I'm now going to give you the choice. So now that I've kind of forced you to try taking your notes in a different way, some of your mind maps, I was like, wow, I really think this is working for your brain, your processing. I could really see all the connections and details. And if it does work for you and you do like doing the mind maps, continue doing that. But others of you, it's like, I don't really feel or get the sense that your mind maps are adding that much value to your learning process. They're only as valuable as you make them. And maybe your brain is just not really, that's just not the best way for you to process. It's all about trying new things so that way when you're up in your job someday, you can be like, do I actually do better with more of a graphic mind map of my meeting notes and my projects, or not? So you have a choice now. You can either keep doing your mind maps as you have been, or you can choose to fill in and upload your completed study guide. So it is up to you. If you really would prefer just answering questions on the study guide and that helps your brain pay more attention to what you're doing, great, do that. But yeah, if the mind maps, you're like, actually, I do feel like I pay more attention and have been forming connections by doing that activity, then keep doing it. So that's the only kind of change and adjustment there. And I have updated the rubric to kind of match and correspond. But that'll again be the same, just like, hey, show me that you did the materials and we'll be in a good place. Um, okay, now for your big project, the goal here is to just actually practice with doing translations. Of course, like you are not necessarily bilingual. I don't expect you to be bilingual. I have not set up this project with that expectation. As we have learned, you know, certified translators go through way more training living in that area, lots of steps. So you are actually going through more the role of the monolingual reviewer a lot more in this case. And think about, right, how you are able, you would be with this degree and your training and whatnot, to be a project manager, right? That might have to then hire translators and work with them and do some of that kind of uh, right, the English version to get ready for them, or be on a project where you're now reviewing something that got translated to English. So think about it, that way. So you need to watch this video though. This, I don't know why Canvas is showing up that way. Whatever, I'll try to fix that later maybe. But this is critical. I really need you to watch this video because it actually goes through a lot of some like additional steps. I mean, you can figure it out in crowd in, right? If you want to use your tech adaptability skills, but really you should watch this because I do go through and kind of walk you around crowd in and explain some more things to you. So make sure you watch this video. But otherwise, you're basically just taking these documents, throwing them in crowd in and using the various translation tools to get it from Spanish to English. And then your key role is actually to finalize it, make it a nice, ready for an English audience version. And that polished final, it's all been translated, is what you are uploading, along with some screenshots or like screen recording videos like I'm making here, just to, show me that you actually did play around and experience and try to use and learn this crowd and software and machine translation to do the work. And this will take us basically all the way to fall break. So the next month and change, you will just be working through this unit, going through some specific history, some more practices of the field, some of our specific content and techniques for control. So that kind of consistency across internationalized content. We'll get into localization for a couple weeks, and then again, just kind of a big review, rehashing, reminding, reiterating some of those elements. All right, and then when we get back from fall break, we'll get into some business strategy, quick wrap ups just to lock in that A at the very end and reinforce some concepts. All right, have such a good week. Reach out with questions. Otherwise, just, finish up again, most people are to Kenya and then your main projects. You can get started on the next unit. Goodbye, associates.